Hi everyone, in this video I will show you how to obtain the spectral acceleration from acceleration time history using SeismoSignal software. You go to open file and then you can choose the motions that you have. In this case, in this video I'm gonna just choose from the library that the SeismoSignal has. I'm just gonna choose Northridge, click open. You will have this small window asking about some parameters, for example, where the first line start from your data. So if I'm not sure, I can just go to my starting point here and I can see the line number start from 6. So the default is correct. And the last row is same way. I go to the last row and click here and I see it's 394, 3994. So the software is kind of can detect the first and last row and also the time step. In my case here, the time step is going to be this value minus this value, which is 0.01. It's always good practice to check every parameters here. I just like to check everything before I click on OK. Then the scaling factor, if you want to scale your acceleration time history, you can change the scale factor now, or you can leave it as a default, which is 1, to just import your motion as it is without any scaling. Then you have to check the units. This is the most important part. You need to check the acceleration units. In this case, the units is in G units. So the default here is acceleration unit in G, so I can leave it as it is. The output, the velocity and displacement, it's going to be in centimeter per second, or displacement is going to be in centimeter. You can change these units by going to change units, click on it, and then you can change any units you like from here. Okay. In this case, I'm not going to change, so I click on cancel. Then I go to the next options here. The default is single acceleration value per line. Obviously, I don't have only acceleration. I have time, which is this here in the first column, and I also have acceleration in the second column. So this option is not correct. What is the second option? The second option tells me the time and acceleration values per line. So this is per line. I have 2, which is time and acceleration. This option is correct one. Okay. You need to always check everything here before you click on import or OK. Then once I choose this option, I go down, I make sure that the acceleration are actually in the second column, which is it is here, and the time is in the first column, which is correct. The time is in the first column and the acceleration in the second column. Once I'm happy with everything, I can go here and click on OK. And you will see that the software plot the acceleration, the velocity, and displacement time history. And also I can get the value from here. If I just double click here, right click, and then copy, I can get the acceleration, velocity, and displacement. Okay. So if I want to obtain the spectral acceleration, I go to this tab here, inelastic response spectra. What I'm interested here is the pseudo acceleration, spectral acceleration. Okay. But when I click on it, I don't see anything. I don't see the plot. I don't see the values. To obtain these, first you need to make sure yes the settings are correct. So I go to the more settings tab here, click on it, and then I go to response spectra and I define some value here. In this example, I'm just gonna choose the minimum period as 0.01. The maximum period I'm gonna change it to 4 to 10, from 4 to 10. The period step is gonna be, instead of 0.02, I'm gonna assign it as 0.01. The integration parameters, I don't recommend to change anything here, just leave it as it is. The beta and gamma integration, leave it as 0.25 and 0.5, and the maximum delta t over t also 0.02. Okay. Once I'm happy with everything, I can just click on OK. There's another tab here called ground motion parameters. The default is highlighting everything or checking everything. You can leave it as it is if you are interested in the peak ground acceleration, peak velocity acceleration, peak uh, ground acceleration, peak velocity. So you can just leave everything here, or if you can deselect, but I don't know, I don't see any reason why you want to deselect. Just leave it as it is. It's not going to take any time. It's the same time basically if you select all of them or you deselect any of them. So just leave it. Okay, click on OK. So I still don't see anything because yes, we defined the settings of the spectral acceleration, but we haven't clicked on refresh to generate the data. So once I click on refresh, I will see the data and the plot at the same time. Click on refresh and you will see that the plot has been generated and also the data of the spectral acceleration. I already have it here. So what I'm plotting here actually on the x-axis, on the primary x-axis is the period, and on the y-axis I don't want acceleration, I want the pseudo acceleration. So you can see it here. Usually when we plot the spectral acceleration, we plot as the semi-log chart. So the x-axis, the primary x-axis should be on log scale and the y-axis should be just normal scale. In order to do that, I right click anywhere inside the chart and then I click on plot options. From there I can go to the axis. Let's make it bigger a little bit. And then the axis, I already choose it. I go to the bottom axis and then I click on logarithmic. You see now the curve doesn't look right. The maximum value was about 2, but now it is like 0.4 or something. This happened because when we click on logarithmic, the logarithmic scale cannot start from 0, so it starts from some value. We need to adjust the minimum value of the x-axis once we change it to logarithmic scale. To do that, we can just go to define the minimum value and then change it from 0 to, let's say, 0.01. 0.01 is exactly equal to the minimum period that we defined in the more settings, if you remember, a few minutes ago. Click OK, and you will see you already generated the spectral acceleration the correct way. Okay, you can of course change some other, you can change the labels of the x-axis, you can change different stuff, you can just uh, make it the title, you can change the title, and here I have period second, you can just change, I'm just gonna change the units, instead of SEC, just gonna make it S letter, which is second. You see it's changed immediately. You can change the labels, the numbers here. Okay, you can change the size of the labels. For now, I'm just gonna leave it as it is. Usually I like to get the data from here, copy it, and then paste it in my spreadsheet, and then I can manipulate or I can play with the chart and the data if I want and plot it there in the spreadsheet, Excel spreadsheet. Okay, you can, so the spectral acceleration now it's in period. We can put it in frequency domain as well. You can see now the frequency on the x-axis and on the y-axis the pseudo acceleration. You can also choose the displacement. I'm just going to leave it now as a period versus both pseudo acceleration. The damping values I'm using is 5%. Okay, I mentioned in the settings there is ground motion parameters. So where I can find that? This is basically the intensity motions parameters. I can find them if I go all the way to the ground motions parameter and then maximize this. I can see all the input motions parameters. I can see the peak ground acceleration or maximum acceleration value. I can see the mean period. I can see the predominant period, A95, everything basically here for this specific motion. Okay, Unfortunately, I cannot see more than one acceleration. Let me see if I can do that. Let's put another one. So this is 6 time. Yep. Yeah, I cannot see more than one motion at a time, which is fine. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.